Titan Z here, back for another video review. Hoping to get this one done in 15 minutes. I really don't want to break this into two parts, but... oh, God. Yes. We're going into Unicron territory. Now, this is the Armada Unicron, the original Armada Unicron. There was supposed to be a G1 Unicron to be made, but that one got canceled, which really sucks. But apparently Hasbro does have one finished prototype, which has been sitting in their vaults for years and was actually put on exhibition at 2009 BotCon, and it looks decent. I'll give it that much. But this is the Unicron from Transformers Armada. He's not perfect, but given the fact we haven't gotten anything else, that they couldn't even put out a G1 Armada, or G1 Unicron, I can live with it. At least it has its ring. It has its complete ring. It has the horns, if I can never get them to go straight. It has a clamping mouth in the front. If it does, doing that just does mistransform it every time. But it's not perfect, but I still love it. It's a nice figure. Now, it does come, as its ancestors Armada figure, with a Minicon. This isn't perfect. I do like the fact that it has a flip-out gun, and you can have sort of a stationary gun on there. And he is a Minicon. He has a Minicon port. Well, he can't fit on the ring of Unicron if you want him to look like he's orbiting the planet, actually. This is Dead End. He's supposed to be like the moon. This is Unicron's moon. Yeah. He was seen in, in the anime Armada, but he was kind of like a clone that was just sent out to shoot at the Transformers that were on him at one point. He's not that terribly complicated for a Transformer, obviously. He's a Minicon. Not many of the Minicons are very terribly complicated. But the one problem is that for some reason, either Qatar or Hasbro just decided to overcomplicate what should have been a simple Transformer. I mean, this is his robot mode. It's nothing good. Once again, my biggest complaint about Minicons, either that he doesn't have elbows or he doesn't have knees. Nice gun, though. But let's get into the Big Daddy. This is Unicron. He does have the gimmick. He does have a complete ring. I do enjoy that. Not a perfect sphere. I'll give the Transformers Cybertron Primus one thing. He makes a perfect spear. And this thing is a shell former, unfortunately. I'm going to attempt to transform this. Hopefully this video will not stretch out to past 15 minutes. Unicron in G1. In the G1 cartoon, he was created by someone, I cannot for the life of me remember who. Where's the Unicron? Was built by Primacron. Yeah, he was built by Primacron, but he rebelled against his creator and just started devouring worlds for power. But if you go by more of the G1 comic book and a lot of the other lore and other versions of Transformers, Unicron is more of a god from another dimension, along with his brother, Primus. They went for the whole devil and... they went for the whole, God and Satan trick. When it comes to these guys. Clicky joints. I love clicky joints. In that regard, their battling had taken... what happened originally is that they were in another dimension. But the beings who ran that dimension were so sick of Unicron and Primus fighting each other constantly that they chose to banish them to our dimension. which was long before anything. And by then, Primus managed to fight off Unicron and send him into the drift of space. Primus becomes Cybertron. He creates the original 13 Primes, the Well of Allsparks, and all of the Transformers. And the reason he became a planet is that he needs to go into hibernation. And what that means is that he consumes so much power that he literally would shut down and die if he didn't go into hibernation. Now, Primus's way of doing that is to sleep. Unicron found a way to get around that problem, namely consuming planets. Hence why he consumes planets. I read on the TF Wiki that before he was Destruction in the G1 cartoon, Unicron had approximately consumed 20% of the known universe planets. Not bad. Let's see if I can set him down. Oh, great googly moogly. This is a much bigger figure than I remembered. But here is Unicron in his robot mode. This is awesome. He's currently sitting off of my shelf thanks to my G1 Jetfire. I'm actually hoping to put him and Primus back on the shelf soon, because I used to have these two facing up against each other, both in planet modes and in robot modes, often. Now, officially, you're supposed to have these planet bits out so they kind of look like a cape or a pair of wings, but they're so floppy I just kind of fold them in on their backs. But he does have the really cool wings like he had in the G1 cartoon, and I really enjoy that. Besides that, he does come with light a gimmick where he is, I don't know why, but his eyes just flash rather than being a solid color. I don't understand that. Also, his hand can do the same thing. It just flashes. I don't understand why it couldn't be a solid color. And I don't have the Katara reissue from 2010, which I think was on Amazon.com as well. But yeah, he does have posable fingers, which is not bad, I have to admit. They held up well over the years. And yes, he can totally rock the devil horns. Not that he needs to, but he can do that. This is pretty awesome. Now, on him, he has a ton of compartments. I'm not going to go over all of them, because this video is running much later than it should. I still have a lot of other features to show off. But he's got a compartment in his chest. He's got compartments in his legs. He's got missile launchers that can only be accessed through a mini-con port. And the only other time I don't mind spring-fired missiles is when they're locked down by a mini-con port. If anything that Armada got right, it was that. Spring-fired missiles that were locked up without a mini-con to activate them. It's the only time that I absolutely did not mind a spring-fired missile. But then again, a lot of those toys were total and complete crap. Unicron is not immune to that. He does have a few problems, particularly with mine. This leg, his knee, is, I guess the joint is just completely worn out. Because it flops. This one, just fine. This one, eh. So I gotta kind of have to stand him up like that. Now I'm gonna try to do the big gimmick, hopefully without accidentally firing off his missile and losing it. Which this gimmick I actually really actually like. And again, locked up, cannot fire without a mini-con. That I enjoy. I think I remember him using this trick once in Armada. It has been so long since I watched Armada. You place a mini-con, particularly Dead End, back here and it hits a trigger button, which will open his chest and fire out the single strangest missile I've ever seen in my life. I'd never understood why this thing opens the way it does. But yeah, it fits in there, and you can get it to a point where Unicron just has his giant chest cannon that could make Tony Stark blush. Right there. That is awesome. This is one of my favorite figures from Armada. Probably next to the Deluxe Optimus Prime they released. I actually got this 5 years ago now? I would guess so. Yeah, it was a little after I finally got my first job. And I got it from The Great Escape, a local comic book shop here in town. If you're ever in Louisville, Kentucky, check them out. They're really awesome. So I got him, and I think I picked him up for $50. Again, this was 5 years ago. I wouldn't pay more than $50 online for the original Armada. If you can find the Japanese Qatar one, which is more of a G1 color, go ahead and grab him. Okay, I can see this thing is getting on to 11 minutes, so I'm not going to let this drag on for too much longer. Again, this is an awesome figure. Like I said, if you can find him, go ahead and pick him up. He makes a decent Unicron, no matter if it's Armada or G1 you want to display him with. So until next time, this is Titan Z saying I'll see ya when I see ya.